Camilla, so I'm going to be reading my book, Lost in a Dream of Nature's Fantasy, that I wrote when I was a senior in high school. Right. This book is dedicated to Paul, Molly, Jillian, and Ashley, my wonderful mentors. Lost in a Dream of Nature's Fantasy. Camilla feels the sun beam down her skin as she lays in the middle of a grassy field. As she rubs her sleep-crusted eyes, she wonders, why does my mouth feel like it's full of unsweetened cocoa powder? She sits up and looks around. The sky is blue and the clouds are thin. She knows she has never been here before. She thinks, I must have fallen asleep, but where am I and how can I find my way home? She gets up and walks around. As she walks around, she can smell flowers, dirt, and apples. She turns her head and sees a tree full of apples. She smiles and goes to pick an apple off the tree. She's happy that she can finally get rid of the bitter taste that is coating her mouth. She sits down and eats her apple slowly, letting the bitter taste wash down her throat. She grabs 2 more apples and keeps walking. Suddenly, she sees a beautiful stream. She sits down and drops her hands into the water. Something slimy swims under her hand. She screams and yanks her hand back. She looks down into the water but can't see anything. She decides to take a closer look. She sticks her head down into the water. She sees 2 goldfish and thinks, that must have been the slimy thing I felt. She pulls her head out of the water. Her hair is soaking wet and water runs down her back, but it will dry in the sun. She suddenly hears a squeaky voice. Hey, what are you? Are you a giant? She looks back down at the lake and sees that a turtle has come close to the surface. She looks at him startled. You can talk? The turtle looks at her. Of course I can talk. Everyone does here. She thinks to herself, okay, I have to wake up. This must be a dream. She closes her eyes tight and pinches herself on the arm. Ouch! She finds out quickly that she is not dreaming, but there's a turtle talking to her. She takes off running and stops and sits under a tree. She looks around. This place looks normal, but there are talking turtles. Something hits her head. She looks up at all the apples. They keep dropping one by one. She picks up the one that has fallen on her head. She begins to turn it around, but suddenly a huge green worm with the eyes the size of a baseball pokes its head out of the side. She screams and drops the apple. She runs away from the tree and sees a path in the middle of the field. That must be the way out. As she keeps walking, it gets darker and darker. Suddenly, it's pitch black, and she can't see anything. It starts to become colder. That's weird, because it was very warm a few minutes ago. She hears crunching under her feet. She wonders, am I stepping on acorns or pine cones? She reaches down and feels something very smooth, soft, powdery, and cold. She says to herself, I've felt this before, but I can't figure out what it is. Finally, the darkness fades, and she realizes she's in deep snow. She groans loudly. It's not because she hates snow, but she does not have a coat or mittens. She's wearing a summer dress and sandals. As she keeps walking through the deep snow, she sees a frozen lake. But then she notices something dressed in red and white is moving down there. She quickly hides behind a tree. She can't believe what she sees. On that pond is the only Santa Claus. Santa Claus? What is he doing here, she thinks. She keeps watching him walk slowly across the pond. I better stay hidden or I might never get any presents again, she worries. She resists the urge to run over and say hello. He stops and turns, and Camilla quickly pulls her head back and leans against the tree. Suddenly she hears, Jason, Greg, come on, I can't wait all day. She peeks out from behind the tree again. Camilla is shocked. There are now 3 Santa Clauses in the middle of the pond. She knows they're carrying sacks on their backs. She wonders, are there presents in them? They reach in their sacks and pull out golf clubs? Okay, when does Santa play golf? Camilla's confused, but more importantly, she's cold. She looks down at her legs. They are turning blue. She says to herself, I better keep walking. Camilla keeps walking through this deep snow. The snow hits her face, stinging her cheeks. She can't see where she's going, trips over a rock, and falls face down. She finally can't take any more of this world. She breaks down crying. I want to find my way home. Peering through the snow, Camilla sees a cluster of trees. Maybe she can sit under them until the snow stops falling. She makes her way to the trees and sits under them. Camilla blows on her fingers that are coated in ice and tries rubbing her arms to get warm. But it's no use. It's way too cold. Finally, the snow has stopped falling and the sun is coming through. Looking down, Camilla notices there are footprints in the snow. Those look like sandal footprints. She presses her foot into the snow. Strangely, the footprint matches her own, but it's slightly bigger. She thinks for a moment, who has the same sandals as me? Then she remembers, Mom has the same sandals. When we went shopping, we bought the sandals. Camilla takes off in a run. As she runs, Camilla feels the warmth wash over her arms and legs. The darkness fades, and she's standing in the sunny field once again. She looks back at the world of her dream. She hears a voice saying, Darling, over here. That's my mom's voice, she exclaims. Camilla runs over to her mother and throws her arms around her neck. I'm home. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed my book.